That's me and my parents on the 26th of June 2000. This is me and my first ever birthday. That's me and my dad on holiday. This is me and my Uncle Louis a few years back. And this is me with my mum now. My name's Luke Suddas, and this is a film about my family. And then we've got pictures of me being born.
Well, you're not physically being born, but after you...
Yeah, obviously I was not, jeez.
First day.
Yeah, so was that right after I was born?
More or less, I think, yeah.
Do you remember giving birth to us?
No, because I was knocked out.
Had
an emergency section.
Was it not is it not a fun fact about like I was born in an abortion unit or something?
Well, it was that as well, yeah. Because it was an emergency.
That's a fun fact. Now we've got more pictures of me when I was young.
Yep.
Do you remember when these were about?
Your Uncle Louis took them.
He's a pretty good cinematographer.
I think you'd be about 1.5 to 2.
I look young. I would hope so because I'm drooling everywhere. That's a nice picture. Do you know what house that would have been with the wallpaper? Or?
It's here.
It's here, yeah. I was in there. You can definitely see. I think I looked a lot more like my dad when I was younger, but I think I've grown into looking like you. Because when I'm younger, I'm spitting dabs of him, aren't I?
Certainly are.
Transitioned out to look more like you. My mum sadly had her time with her mother cut short when she passed away. Her dad was left to pick up the pieces and look after Anuska and Louis, something which he refused to do. So, what was your relationship like with your dad?
Non-existent, really. Didn't really grow up with my dad, and he wasn't there when my mum died. But he got in touch when I was 21, and then we gradually over the years formed a relationship, which took a long time. And like I said, it was about maybe when you were 12. We had a little argument, and they've just never been in touch since.
If you can explain, kind of like you and Louis had different views on him, didn't you?
Oh, Louis won't have nothing to do with him. Won't speak about him at all.
Yeah, your mum used to see him. Anuska was saying, would you like to see him? I was like, no. Well, he really wants to see you. And it's like, well, he's never been there for us as a child. He was never there. So it's like, well, why should I go into his life to help him? He's done nothing for me. We never got any birthday cards. We never got any Christmas presents. Absolutely nothing. No phone calls to see how we were. And then, but I think Anuska wanted that bit friendship from family there, but I just didn't want it. I wanted nothing to do with him. I mean, he was never there as a kid. He cheated on my mum several times. He was dead unreliable. It was just one excuse after the other, and it's like, no, I don't want to be part of that. And then later in life, I thought, he's not changed. It's going to be the same. And he hadn't.
After their mother passed and their dad had abandoned them, Anuska and Louis were placed in foster care and were given a new family by Una and George. Despite this new loving family, I get the impression that they feel like there's still a unique connection between the two of them that no one will ever really understand.
We've always been close because Anuska and I have had to keep close to each other because that's the only family bond there really. Through my teens with Una and George, my foster parents, absolutely superb. Couldn't ask for better foster parents. But obviously I went through a bit of a rebellious time through my teens. I wasn't the perfect foster son, should we say. But yeah, I kept everything inwards on myself. Didn't like to share feelings, which I'm still like that now when I'm 44. Don't like to share my feelings. I obviously keep them inward because I've had to, because Una and George were still strangers at the time. So that's why I think Anuska and I have that bit intimacy, that we can actually talk to each other and not judge each other.
When Anuska and Louis turned 18, they left their foster family and were forced to be very independent from a young age.
Yeah, it was more or less once you reach 18, you get on with it. You kind of get on with it, and Una and George had decided to move back to Scotland, where George was originally. So it's a case of you and Louis will have to find some way to live, kind of thing. So I rented a house with a friend, and Louis rented a flat. And that was it. Thrown out into the world.
When I was 18, I started my degree, which ultimately led me to making this film. This was a privilege that was only given to me because my mum worked very hard to support and provide for me. She gave up a lot for me to be able to have the life I do now.
It was alright. I was trying to hold down a job and do my college course at the same time. Unfortunately, I had to work full time though to pay the rent and to live. So I had to pack in the college course, which was a bit disappointing, but it shapes you. It's me as a hard worker. I've had to work for everything I've achieved. But no, I wouldn't change anything. If anything, you pass that on to your own children. So you maybe mollycoddle them a bit too much. Yes, so I don't regret anything, and I don't feel as if I've been diddled out of anything. I think it just makes you, with your own children, try and give them every opportunity that you never had. I think just so you're not struggling. Not that it did me any harm, but it would be nice to have someone to help you, and because I missed out on things, because I was too busy working to pay to live, that, I missed out on holidays with friends and events and that you just simply couldn't afford to go to.
When I was roughly about 8, I remember my uncle being involved in a bike accident that could have cost him his life. I don't remember much of it. All I remember was seeing my mum stressed and thinking to myself, there's a real chance I might never see Louis again.
I was out shopping down Costco with my friend, and I got a phone call, and it was the police. Said Louis'd been in an accident. Can you get up to the hospital as soon as you can? And that was a general hospital then in Newcastle, which is now closed. And he was in the recovery room, and they just recovered him and said it was serious. They didn't expect him to live through the night, but he did. And he's pulled through and back on motorbikes again.
Obviously, I had a post-traumatic stress at the time. Almost lost everything, almost lost my house. Actually did lose my job because of that. I didn't lose any friends, but I couldn't do anything. I was in a back brace. I didn't think I was going to be able to do anything again, like sports-wise. Didn't really have any. I had a lot of memory issues. I couldn't remember stuff. I couldn't even remember certain words. So there was quite a lot of issues happening. But yeah, I had a lot of anger issues at the time, which have subsided now. But it's taken 12 years since the accident. But still in lots of pain, mega pain every day in, day out. There's not a day where I don't get pain.
Specifically with my mum, I know she said it felt like it brought you a lot closer together again, kind of thing. Do you think you felt that?
Yeah, I was quite selfish as a child. I was selfish with my time, obviously money, but obviously, I don't know. The last 10 years, I've worked hard. I help Anuska out wherever I can with money and help out with financial stuff, but also since you've left home, she has nobody to whinge to now and again. So I'll phone her up and ask how her day has gone, and she'll have a good old whinge down the phone. I'm really sorry for whinging at you. He says, don't worry, I'll whinge, have a whinge, and we'll bounce off each other. But yeah, I got on really well with Anuska.
I think he was a lot more caring, a lot more time for people. But no, he still likes these wild sports kind of things. He still goes flying and still goes out on the motorbikes, which is a good way. It hasn't put him off enjoying life with what he does. Just a bit more careful, I think. Makes me think how life can be taken from you like that, because you always think tomorrow's going to happen, but you don't know.
Life's full of what ifs, really, isn't it? It's one of those things that you could change something somewhere, and it might change further down the line somewhere else. So the line might pass again to where I'm heading, or it might not. But would I change things? No. I've had a good life.
Overall of your life, does it feel like a lot of you and Lou have had to make the best out of a bad bunch in a way, or did you not say
I wouldn't
yourself?
say, hey, do you know what? I like to think I'm positive. Yes, it's been a hard upbringing. But when you look at what other people have had to put up with, it hasn't. Do you know what I mean? I've not lived out on the streets. I've not been abused. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot worse people worse off. Sometimes it's nice to get a helping hand. And you know, now it's like, even now, middle 40s, you know, I'm still working 45, 50 hours a week just to survive and be a little bit comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Our life can be hard, but it can be harder.
Yeah.
And there's a lot worse people off than me. Hello. Lovely, thank you.
I've been thinking about that the last couple of months actually, and I was just thinking, well, I've got everything I want financially. Yeah, I've got a girlfriend that I really I love children. I get on really well with. My career is where I want it to be. My house is where I want it to be, and I get on really well with Niska. Everything's spot on. Oh, man's got devil's food on.
Cabbage.
Aye.
Put it on mine. Do you want the plates?
Yeah, please.
Where are you kept at?
Right hand side of the hub, down below.
I don't think you realise like how kind of compared to the traditional upbringing that how like,
It is, but I think if you sit and stew there, where does it get you?
yeah.
If you sit and think, oh. It's not going to get you anywhere different, is it? Like I said, if you wake up in the morning happy and you get through the day and you have a good day, why I think you're winning.
Well, that's
Could
beautiful.
be a lot worse. Cheers!
Yeah, help yourself. Thank you very much.
Hi, Lauren Clay's in.
Nice. Living the dream,
Well, I got some more of the tiling done.
Oh, they look good.
I could do with a trim at the bottom. But,
Oh, that was great. Congrats.
is that alright?
That was great.
Did I do alright?
Why did you say check, check, 1, 2? Why 1, 2?
It's a proper MC thing, like check, check, 1, 2. What? Oh, you gotta do the clap.
What clap?
You clap your hands and go clap.